Hey everyone, and welcome to a new episode of my RCT2 Mega City. Now, I actually had abandoned this project, but I got a lot of questions from people about whether I would continue this park or not. And I've been feeling strangely inspired lately. So I've decided to actually take a crack at this park and try to work on it a little bit once more. Now, I don't know how far I will get with this park in the end. But what I want to do today is actually finish the theme park that I had planned for the top of these buildings here in the center. So, what do I have in mind for the theme park? I want to add several large rides. I want to add a giant ferris wheel somewhere over here. Some other shoestring rides like a condor, I think that would fit really well. Maybe also some rides that go over the edge. With a glass floor or something like that. I also want to have at least one futuristic looking coaster. So yeah, I think I'll be able to do the entire theme park in this episode. I think it will look really cool on top of all these buildings. Anyway, yeah, time to get started with some rides. Okay, here's the first ride of the park, a big Ferris wheel. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I kind of like how big and how circular I managed to get it. I think it definitely looks pretty nice. Now, still a bit of work to do here on the queue of the ride, but and a bit on the supports over here. But I think this ride, yeah, just looks really nice on top of this big bunch of buildings here in the middle. I think it's definitely very fitting for the park. Anyway, yeah, just going to continue to do some detailing, and after that, it's time to work on several more rides of the park. Alright, I was now building a 3D cinema here. You can see it over here. It's mostly just a filler ride just to fill up this spot over here. But one thing I notice is that I have to be really careful when I build here, and especially when I delete something here. Because if I misclick, then actually behind here there's yeah, a lot of scenery. So if I accidentally right click next to something over here, it means I'm actually deleting something in the background. So yeah, for example, here we can already see a missing piece of wall. So I'll just have to be really careful with that. I think there's also a piece under here missing. But yeah, let's just hope I can avoid doing that in the future. Definitely gonna have to be really careful with this. Alright, slowly the park is coming together. I think together with the Ferris wheel and the 3D cinema, it's already looking nice. Next up, I'm going to work on this edge of the park. I think it will be cool to have a condor ride in the park. Now, actually, I thought of putting it here first, but I'll have to check what's the nicest location. Might also be nice to have a higher ride on this side of the park, since we already have the Ferris wheel over here. I think that could actually work even better. So just going to go over the park a little bit and see what location fits best. Alright, here's another shoestring ride. Here we have Condor, which I called Gyro Spinner. Now I just really like building these rides. I think it's really a well-fitting ride for this park. I think the location is also pretty nice. So now here we have this high ride, which is the Ferris wheel. And then here on this side of the park we have another really high ride. A really tall ride, I should say. Anyway, for the next ride, well, in some parks you may have seen me build one of these rides where a vehicle is actually on a downward slope and then it continues on until it finally stops right before the edge. And I want to do a similar ride over here, but I want to make it a bit longer than I usually make them. I think this building over here would be perfect for such a ride, as I would be able to make a nice slope over here. Which the cars pick up some speed on, and making the guests think the car will fly over the edge. So yeah, I'm just gonna do some thinking on how I'm going to build a ride like this. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than usual. I think it will work out quite nicely in the end. I have quite some space under or in this building here to hide any control tracks. So you will see me do quite a bit of shoestringing here in this map. Alright, I think this ride is super satisfying to watch. You could see it leave the station here, and it will just go very far, almost up until the edge, before it returns back to the station. I also made the track here a bit longer, so yeah, it can actually go back and forth several times. I think this is much nicer than how I usually used to make these tracks, where they just did one cycle and then returned back. I think this is much more fun to watch, where they do 3 circuits. And this actually also makes it look more like the one that I took inspiration from, which is actually the ride on the Stratosphere Tower. Anyway, with this ride now functional, you can actually see the control track below here. It's actually quite simple. So yeah, there's 2 cars over here, and there's actually 4 cars over here, all packed into a single bunch. And this is just the counterweight for this ride. So these go up vertical track, and basically they have more gravity pulling them down than this one. So it will actually prefer to head backwards again. Well, yeah, I think it's a really fun ride. So now all that's left is to make a nice station for it. So I will make some sort of platform over here with some stairs leading downwards. I think it will look pretty cool in the end. And I'll probably also need to add a little bit extra support over here for this end section. Okay, I would love to continue building on this, but I think I've already worked on it long enough for today. What I do want to do is continue something which I started previously, and that's adding patrons to the park as staff members or as entertainers. So I think I'll add 2 entertainers to the park in this episode. I'll find a nice spot and then I'll add them. Alright, I'm going to add 2 entertainers, one over here, and this will be Sam Polkov. And the other entertainer I will place over here on this building, and this will be 73737. Okay, adding these entertainers first, as they are my most loyal patrons who have contributed the most so far. Alright, let's give them a proper costume as well. Now that we have the plugins, I'm not sure if we already had this when I started the park. But yeah, now we can of course give them a different uniform. So this one will be a guest uniform. By the way, you can probably also see that we have some different colors available in this map. I chose a different palette for the map, just so we have some more choices, especially in the brown range. And I'm actually using these colors a lot now. I think they go really well with the sandstone and Art Deco buildings that we have in the map. Okay, so, and let's also give this entertainer a different costume. This entertainer can have sunglasses, sure. Alright, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me build. I think these rides already look perfect here. I think in the next episode I can finish the park. I definitely want to have a small roller coaster on here. And there's definitely space to add a few more rides. Maybe a little park in the middle, a big fountain. But yeah, definitely a lot more can be added over here. And yeah, just let me know in the comments if you would ride this thing. I think it would be a blast to go on this ride, but I assume a lot of people wouldn't dare set foot on this. Alright, yeah, hope you enjoyed watching me build. Not sure when the next episode will come out, but I'm sure it will come out at some point. Alright, if you liked this episode, please consider giving it a like. It would really help out my channel. And I'll see you again in the next video. See you later.